somebody is mad. And when I say mad, yeah, Tiff is big mad. Oh, yeah, what's going on, fam? It's your man, VACAY-J, and yes, I'm back with another video. This is for episode 6, The Shy Season 5. And yeah, this is what we've been waiting for, fam. You guys predicted it, and yes, absolutely, it came through. So don't forget to check out all the other recaps, and let's get right into it. All right, so the name of this episode is Bring It On Home to Me. Emmett comes clean. Donnell and Jada have a romantic date night. A big gaming win takes Kevin's life into a new direction. Jimmy makes a decision, and Trig struggles with maintaining his truth. And here we see your boy Trig with, Fatima. And we see, Tiff and Rob. And we see Donnell and Jada. And everybody in this beginning, including Emmett and Keisha, are definitely getting it popping. After it's all said and done, your boy Donnell is talking about, he wants to move in and share bills and all this and that. But Jada's like, listen, next person that moves in with me, hey, you got to be married to me. And he don't know about that. He got his little, doubts about that. We got Emmett and Keisha, and this is the aftermath of it all. And, they're just talking about everything, and they're really feeling each other. And Emmett's like, yo, I want you to be the one. I want you to be the one, my ex that I want to get back with, like, for real. And she's like, what? He really is feeling her and wants to really commit, And she's like, well, I'm with you, I'm with you. And it looks like they finally going to come together. But at the same time, Keisha's like, wait a minute, like, out of all of us, we got 4 kids together. Like, he got 3 boys and she got Ronnie. He's like, yeah, well, Ronnie's like my son too, you know what I mean? So Ronnie's practically like mine. So they kissing and all of that. And she's like, listen, we got to tell Tiff. And your boy Emmett is on some like, I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know about all that. Do you know about all that? Like, would you tell Tiff? And she's like, yeah, we can't be hiding a secret. But he's like, he makes a good point. Like, Tiff ain't tell me nothing. She just moved on and moved in with this dude, this random dude. But, Keisha's like, we got to tell her he's not random. So now we see your boy Victor, and he is with Fatima. I mean, this dude, again, he likes what he likes, and he's with Fatima. And Fatima's like, yo, I feel like a mistress, at this point, You with Tiara, and I feel like a mistress. He's like, yo, you think I want to hide this? And Fatima's like, yo, do you really want to hide it? It's up to you. Like, it's on you to tell the truth, And really, that's something that Victor really has to think upon, whether he's going to come clean and come out and tell the truth. We see Maisha. Maisha's dropping some heat. She got some bars. And Jim is listening on. And she's like, yeah, it's good. I like your energy. She's like, what you mean you like the energy? She's like, yeah, it doesn't have a hook. She's like, I don't need no hook. Maisha just like, I don't need no hook. They gonna like me. And, Jim is just like, nah. You need a hook. I'm gonna send you some songs and all of that. And like, we gotta keep it real with each other. So Maisha's like, yo, you gonna keep that baby? And she's like, I don't know. So they're going back and forth on that level. But she's like, all right, I'm gonna listen to what you're saying and try this hook thing out, right? Now we see your boy Shad, and Shad is getting some messages from the ladies now. Hey, good morning. He's discovering social media. He's been locked up for some time, so he's discovering social media now. And your boy Jake is like, yo, what you doing, man? What are you doing with these ladies on the line? And he's like, hey, be careful what you say. These are Nubian queens saying hello, So, like, yo, let's get up out of here. I like their relationship. It's like an uncle, nephew type relationship, So Darnell, again, he's like, yeah, I'm walking out. I'm leaving, woman, what you want? And she's like, don't talk to me like that. And she's like, we can't do the same thing we've been doing. He's like, what? Like breaking up every time, right? So he's like, listen, it's time to reciprocate. Like, you want me to take you out? How about you take me out for a change, How about you flip the script and, take me out? She's like, all right, I'm going to take you out. Just be ready. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be ready to go to Red Lobster. And she's like, nah. If I'm going to take you out, I'm going to take you out to my spot, right? So Jada got a spot in mind. and we're gonna see how that goes down. Now, we see some tarot cards, and yeah, we see we see Simone and Kevin, and I like them as a couple. Definitely different speed for Kevin, and she's playing with these tarot cards. He wants her to, definitely like stop playing with it. He wants her to play some games, but she's not into that. And she's basically telling him, listen, if the stars are not aligned, I'm not aligned. And she's trying to tell him something. Kev, you got to pay attention, right? So he gets invitation to this big gaming contest and underground gaming thing. And she's like, okay, cool. Congratulations. He's like, I want you to go. She's like, nah, I'm not into gaming. I don't want to go and everything, but I'm going to send you some good energy so you can win, right? So, definitely a good look. Even though she doesn't want to go, she's still going to give him some good energy. And he was like, listen, I appreciate that. Kevin's getting older. He's getting a deeper voice too, right? So here we go with Tiff. Boy, Tiff always, she is never satisfied. Now she talking to Rob, talking about, yeah, I want you to give me your connect, connect me with your connect, because I feel like I work for you. I don't work for myself. He's like, yo, we partners, right? And she's like, yo, you don't trust me? He's like, you know what? I'm going to hook you up with my connect. She's like, for real? He's like, yeah, you surprised? Like, he's like, yeah, I'm surprised. He's like, yeah, I like to surprise you, whatever. So Tiff always wants something. Like, she's never satisfied. What's up with that? Dom is back. Boy, we've been waiting for what, 5, 6 episodes to see Dom. But she's back and she's looking at stuff, and Emmett comes through. She's like, yeah, this didn't come through, that didn't come through. He's like, all right, let me go check it out. And she's like, nah, hold up, come over here. And she pulls over this thing so he can sit down. She's like, what's going on with you? What's wrong? I could tell something is bothering you. What's happening, right? He's like, listen, it's pretty messy, right? It's pretty messy, but me and, Keisha are messing around now. And he's confessing to Dom what's going on, but didn't tell Tiff. And she's like, ooh, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of messy, right? And Dom and her facial expressions, she's just like, whatever, making a facial expression. And, Keisha's like, he's telling her that Keisha wants to tell Tiff. And she's like, yeah, it's only right. You need to tell the truth, and all this and that. He's like, well, I told the truth about messing around with you, the Tiff. And she's like, yeah, and see exactly where it is. It got you to the exact spot of where you need to be, right? So tell the truth and definitely do it. She's like, yeah, if Darnell told me the truth, we could have had, I could have been the third person. Your mother's attractive, and he messed around and called me her name. So now we shoot over to the church, and we see Victor and Tiara, and they're talking with the older sister, the OG. And she's like, yeah, it's good to see Black love, and we need to celebrate y'all, and you guys look good together and everything, and we're going to have this block thing, and we are definitely going to support you on your campaign, right? So Papa's Papa comes through, and he's like, hey, have you decided when you're going to announce that you're going to run? And she's like, I don't know. They're taking pictures and everything, and it seems like, Victor's a little uncomfortable, right? He's like, let me get some air. So he goes to the sanctuary, takes a selfie, right? He must have got a, text from Fatima. He's like, how do you like it? So Papa's Papa comes through, the preacher, the pastor. He's like, yeah, I hope the rumors are not true. He's like, what rumors? That you and Tiara are not real, right? And that puts Victor into a position. He's like, yo, man, I'm a man of my word. So Papa's Papa, the preacher, he's looking at him like, okay. But yeah, Trigger's on some like, yo, I'm a man of my word. He's like, yo, man, just stay righteous in your walk with God, man. If you're going to do anything, just stay righteous. Meaning like, don't be lying, man. If it's fake, if it's a lie, just be truthful, because eventually it's going to come back and bite you. So obviously, Victor is bothered, and he's like, yo, what's the point of us coming to this thing with this lady? Is this going to push it forward? And she's like, listen, don't be disrespectful. Like, she has a following. Like, they're going to help us with this campaign. That's going to be more votes for you. And she's like, yo, man, you need to calm down. He's like, yo, but we're fake. We're not real. She's like, listen, man, just follow what's going on. And another thing, you need to open the door for me when it's time for me to come in. Like, always be chivalrous because you never know who's watching, right? So she's trying to coach him into being like, the guy that he needs to be, the man that he needs to be when it comes down to this campaign. So Keisha's back in her dorm, right? Finally, we see her back in the dorm because she been over at Emmett's house a lot. So he comes through, he's like, yo, yeah, we gotta tell Tiff. And she's like, I know, that's what I said. She's like, what made you come to the light? Yeah, Dom told me I should. She's like, whatever. So he's real nervous, right? Like, why are they so nervous to tell Tiff what's going on? Because what? Because Keisha's good friends with her now, and that's his soon-to-be ex-wife. Like, come on, like, y'all don't need to be scared of nothing. Like, it is what it is. You ready to move on? Don't be scared. So now we see Nuck, if you buck, right? Nuck is back. He's in whatever club, and now here comes Tiff walking in, right? Obviously, she's going to see who Rob's connect is, and she walks up to Nuck while he's playing chess, and he ain't saying nothing. And he's like, I heard you was looking for me, right? And she's like, yeah, I'm looking for my man's connect. And he's like, whoop, whoop. He calls everybody, tells everybody to leave out, right? And everybody just moves. Everybody in the club just goes out. And this lady comes over to search Tiff, right? And she's like, yeah, she's clean. And he's like, yo, you got to be careful. If you ain't the op, then what are you doing here? He's like, well, I made a mistake. Tiff is like, I made a mistake in saying that. He's like, yo, you got to be careful because if it was Q, you probably get knocked off. And she's like, who's Q? Right? Who else could be Q in this show but Quentin, right? So is Quentin the main connect? Probably. Quentin's the one providing all that money to Rock. Where's the money coming from? Of course, from Quentin, right? So now we see Kev, and he's going to this big gaming underground spot, and it looks pretty cool, right? Everybody's up in there playing games. And he's about to go play a game, and dude rolls up on him like, yo, man, you got to put some money up. He's like, yeah, I got some money. He's like, nah, we doing cryptocurrency. He's like, nah, I don't got that. So guy's like, listen, I'll front you, man, because based on what people have said, you're supposed to be real good at playing games. So he's going to front him the money, front him the cryptocurrency so Kev could play. And Kev is doing his thing. People are gathering around. He's playing this racing game. And obviously, Kev is pretty good because everybody coming around like, oh, shoot, oh, right? So Kev must be pretty good at playing these games. Even dude that fronted him the cryptocurrency is like, yo, this kid is good. So we see these guys, right, older guys, and they're playing this fighting game or whatever. And yeah, this one dude, he's really good at playing. So Kev comes over, he's like, yo, I got next, real confident and everything. And the dude is like, nah, you can't play me on the first day, man. You got to work your way up to this. He's like, nah, I'm with this. Boom. So they get on and they're about to fight, right? And Kevin's like, nah, you ain't going to do me like the last guy. So this dude definitely like tramples and KOs Kev out the gate. Knocks him out in the whole nine. Big KO. And Kevin's like, yo, what the hell? Like, how the hell? Like, he is totally shocked. And dude is like, all right, man, get up out of here, dog. So he's about to leave, and he's like, yo, man, don't be a stranger because we need some new blood around here, right? So obviously he sees that Kev is pretty good, wants Kev to come back. So now we listening to Maisha's joint. She finally put a hook on it, and Maisha's like, yo, okay, I'm not mad at the hook. And, Jim is like, see, I told you, you know what I'm saying? It's a better song. You want people to remember your song. So Maisha's appreciative of Jimma just looking out for her in the whole nine. And yeah, it sounds like something's going to go down. And Jimma's just like, all right, so what's next is we going to have to find you an open mic so you can perform. So they about to pop off for Maisha. So Tiff goes back in the car with your boy Rob. He's like, yo, what happened? He's like, yo, they searched me and thought I had a wire. And he's like, that's because I messed up and said something. And Rob is like, yo, that's on you. So Emmett calls in between that conversation like, yo, we need to talk. It's important. She's like, is EJ okay? And he's like, yeah, EJ's fine. We just need to talk. And she's like, listen, man, this better not be an attempt to try to get back with me, man. And he's like, nah, it's not like that. Just come through. right? So she's about to come to and talk to Emmett. He's about to confess. Meanwhile, Victor is practicing for his speech for the fundraiser, and Tiara is coaching him through. Mama Peaches comes around. She's like, "Yo, can I, stay and listen?" She's like, "Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe she'll inspire you to do better or whatever." So she's like, "Yeah, check your posture, make eye contact." She's really coaching him, and he's talking about, his mom and how his mother inspires him because she has her problems with alcohol, right? And how she has overcome alcohol, but he's having a little trouble with this speech because honestly, he doesn't know whether she's going to relapse or not. So he's not really comfortable with telling her story. And yeah, she's trying to coach him through it. And she's like, listen, we talked about this. Let's try it again. And she was like, yo, I don't know if he believes in me or not. So now we at Smokey's, and your boy is super nervous as Tiff is coming through to listen to what Emmett has to say. And she's like, why we meeting here? He's like, yo, I wanted to do it at a public place because he's scared. If they did it in a private house at the crib, yeah, all hell would have broke loose. But right here, she can't break out and go crazy in public and embarrass herself, right? So that was pretty smart of Emmett. She's like, all right, I'm here. I don't want nothing to drink. Tell me what the hell's going on. So Emmett is like, yo, me and Keisha, we want to be together. And she's like, what? What? Right? And I don't understand why she getting mad, right? Well, that's my best friend, or that's my close friend. And, she getting mad because it's Keisha. She's like, out of all the people you can mess around with, you mess around with Keisha. He's like, yo, did you already mess around? What happened to your, celibacy and all this and that? And she starts questioning him, and he's like, yo, I ain't bring you here to interrogate me. I'm just letting you know out of respect. And she's like, yo, you could have messed with anybody, but why her? Why her? He's like, yo, you moved on. You didn't want to be married to me anymore, right? And it's right. Emmett is right. It's time for him to move on. She shouldn't get mad, but guess what? She's mad because she's selfish and she doesn't want Emmett to be happy. And we all know that. So she's like, that day when I left and you was dreaming, was you dreaming about Keisha? And he was like, he ain't really say nothing. She's like, that's effed up. And she's like, F you, whatever, whatever, whatever. But again, she can't be mad. She already moved on. Emmett deserves to move on too. And it shouldn't matter who he's moving on with, right? But it does to Tiff. So Jake talks to Mama Peaches and he's like, yo, can I tell you a secret? And the secret is out only for her. Yes, Gemma is pregnant. And Mama Peaches is like, oh man, like, what y'all gonna do? He's like, I want to keep it. What about Gemma? I don't know. She's like, did you tell Victor? He's like, nah, I was going to tell him, but I was scared, right? And she's like, nah, you need to tell him. And she's like, listen, you're going to be a better father to your baby than I was to you. And, that really meant a lot to Jake. And he said, well, you did the best that you could, mama. And that really meant a lot to her. So he really has to tell Victor what's going on eventually. So here we go with Jada and Darnell. And she has them blindfolded. And she takes the blindfold off, and guess where they are? They at the step and fetch, ballroom, and they about to get to dance. And Darnell is happy. He's like, oh, baby, you did it. You did it. First, he thought it was an OJ's concert, but nah, they going to dance the night away, have a good time, and it's good to see that. So now we finally see Victor. He's talking to everybody who is there for the fundraiser, and he's doing a speech, and he's talking about the person that inspired him and that you need to look no other place for Black excellence in a Black man, a good Black example. And instead of talking about his mama, he starts to talk about Shad. And he says Shad is an inspiration because, he turned his life around from being locked up and now he's helping the youth and he sees himself in the youth. So he says he wants to give it up to his boy Shad, who's definitely changing his life around after being incarcerated. Now, of course, Mama Peaches, he has a problem with that because at first the speech was about her being an inspiration. Then he changed it to Shad. So she's like, listen, can I talk to you? Right? So she's like, yo, what happened with the speech? And Victor's like, yo, I wasn't trying to be that vulnerable. At the same time, I want this to play out. She's like, listen, you think I'm gonna relapse or something? And he's like, nah, it's just that's not just your story, it's my story and Jake's story. And I didn't want to expose that yet. You know what I'm saying? We gotta wait and see what happens as far as you being sober. So he just pats her on the shoulder and kind of walks away. Of course, she has a problem with that. She definitely has a problem with that. So now here comes Rose, and she has a surprise and says, well, now I'm going to reveal what we're really here for, right? And Victor and Tracy have no idea. Boom, they unveil it. Yes, they're talking about the new location for Rock, a new facility and everything. And yeah, Trig, Victor, Tracy, they got a problem with that because they, didn't tell them what was going on. Like, this was a whole fundraiser for a new location. And yeah, Rose is just on some like, yeah, surprise, surprise. And, Victor and Tracy like, what the hell is this? Like, and he's like, did you know about this? And Tracy's like, I didn't know anything about this, right? So Victor rolls up on Rose and like, yo, how y'all gonna do this? Y'all gotta run this by us before you start making moves like this. And she's like, don't get it twisted. Y'all work for us. We don't work for you, right? So Rose is just like, Rosalind's just gangster, gangster. You know what I'm saying? So Jake rolls up on Victor while he's trying to talk to her. He's like, listen, man, just give me a minute. He's like, where's mama? He's like, give me a minute. He's like, nah, I need to know where mama is right now. Right? So Victor's just like, yo, man, don't backtalk me, man. I told you, not right now. Give me a minute. So they're having a discrepancy and Victor's stressed out. Meanwhile, back at Jada's house, or better yet, back at Darnell's house, yeah, they had a good old time. He's rubbing the feet. He's like, yeah, we would have, kept going if you didn't do this. And he's like, yeah, if you didn't throw your back out, we would still be dancing. He's like, listen, I had a really great time. It was really special. I appreciate you putting that together. She's like, oh, but the night is not over, right? So they go to the room and laying down, and she get on her little outfit, but your boy Donnell is knocked out. So she just lays down with him and falls asleep. So now we're back at the Rock, and honestly, like, Trigger's stressed out, Tracy's stressed out, and Tracy's on some like, yo, I'm really feeling guilty because I don't really feel like I'm doing what I need to do or fulfilling my purpose here. And, she's just confessing to Victor that she's the reason why, Coogie is gone because she sent Ronnie out to get whoever, took out Jason. And she's really feeling sorry about that and that, Bakari took out Ronnie in retribution of him taking out Coogie. So, Trigger's trying to just encourage her that she's a light in the community. So now we see Lene. Haven't seen Lene all this time. Kev comes home. He's excited. Why? Because he's now part of this club. But Simone is like, yo, it's supposed to be a secret, dude. It's supposed to be a secret. Like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, it's supposed to be a secret, but your girl know, right? So she a little jealous a little bit, because that's supposed to be like his sister. But she's like, yeah, with you and her, Simone, y'all locked at the hip. She knows what's going on, but I don't know what's going on. And she's expressing that, in her own way, that she misses hanging out with Kevin. So she's like, yeah, y'all locked at the hip, forget it. And she runs upstairs. And, Simone's like, that, it's not me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here with him. And Kevin's trying to apologize, but it is what it is. All right, so your boy Emmett and Keisha, they're talking. It's like, yo, did you hear from her? And she's like, nah, I didn't hear from her. It's like, yeah, I sent her a text like 4 hours ago, but she didn't hit me back. And really, I'm really wondering why, Emmett is so scared of what Tiff's gonna do. Like, what? Is Tiff gonna come out and just like take both of them out or something like that? But he's trying to reassure Keisha like it's gonna be okay. So he leaves, and she really feels bad about that whole situation because she wanted both of them to talk to her about it. She tries to call her, but Tiff's not answering. And again, Keisha feels bad about it. She feels guilty about it. And I don't know why. You shouldn't feel guilty. Right? So we shoot back to Rob's house, and Tiff is working on her business. Your boy Rob, he always smoking it up. He's like, what's going on? What's wrong? And she's like, nothing, nothing. He's like, are you lying, right? Like, if we gonna do this, like, we gotta talk to each other, right? So he goes over to her, and she's like, yeah, Emmett is messing around with Keisha and all this and that, right? And he's like, okay, so like, yeah, well, Keisha's his now, right? She's like, it's not funny, and it's super messy, and that's my ex. And he's like, yo, how about we just emphasize it on that's your ex? Like, seriously, this is your ex. And she's like, you're not even taking my side. Like, why you never take my side? And he's like, yo, listen, like, if that's your ex and we together, and they happy, let them be happy. Like, I'm really down with Rob's wisdom here. He's trying to let her know, like, we grown now. We this, so what? Like, let them be what it is. Like, if we happy, let us be happy and let them be happy. So everybody can be happy. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a problem, right? I like his wisdom. So now we see Gemma and we see Jake, and Jake is like, yo, you sure? She obviously has decided that she wants to keep the baby. And he's like, yeah, I'm a little nervous. And she's like, yeah, I'm nervous too. But he's like, I'm happy though. I'm real happy that you decided to keep it. And she's like, yeah, I'm happy too. So, they're going to keep the baby and they're going to be young, parents and everything. But it's going to be a lot of responsibility. So they about to take this on, but they're going to take it on together, which is a beautiful thing. So now we are at the Trinity house and they're knocking on the door trying to see where Mama Peaches is. But they open the door and she's not there, right? And, Victor's really like, oh, man, what's going on? What happened? And he sees this letter on the dresser and he starts to read the letter and she's like, listen, I don't want you guys to not be proud of me. So I'm going to leave you guys, with the image of me being sober. And he's crying because, basically he's the one that kind of pushed his mother away. And that's a picture of him on that desk. And he's really upset that she's gone. So that's the recap, fam, of episode 6 of The Chi, season 5. Let me know your thoughts, your theories. Let me know what you think about this whole situation between Emmett and Tiff. Tiff don't got no right to be mad, or does she? You guys let me know. And again, this definitely ended on a sad note, but I know it's going to pick up in episode 7. Listen, fam, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Do me another favor, hit that like button. And I appreciate you all for watching, fam. If you appreciate this video and you like this video, definitely check out this next one right here. Till next time, salute.